All right, so you should have your problem set for lesson 8 out and ready to go. And yesterday we talked about two different methods, or many different methods actually, that we could use in order to find the answer to a multiplication problem when you have a fraction times a whole number. So we have two different kids looking at these problems in two different ways. So we have Laura looking at it as it's 2/3 of 4, and Sean is looking at 4 groups of 2/3. So Sean, I could see right away, Sean used the repeated addition method in order to find his answer. And what Laura did is she took the 4 and put that as the thirds, and she did 2 4/3. So she did 4/3 plus 4/3 and got 2 4/3 equals 8/3. So I need to say over here, both methods are correct and give the correct answer. So we've got Laura's just looking at it as 2/3 of 4, and so she's doing 2 4/3 to get 8/3. Sean is looking at it as the repeated addition, and then also getting 8/3 as his answer. All right, so for number 2, it says, rewrite the following addition expressions as fractions as shown in the example. So we've got the example 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. So that gives us 4 2's and then the thirds. 4 times 2 over thirds equals 8/3. So they want us to rewrite these. So I'm looking here, and this I know it's written in fourths. So fourths is going to continue to be my denominator. So now I've got to take a look at how many 7's I have. Well, I have 3 7's, which is the same as 3 times 7. And then we have 3 times 7 is 21 fourths. All right? So let's take a look at letter B. So letter B, we've got 14 fifths plus 14 fifths. So I know that we're counting by fifths. The fifths, that's not going to change. So I know I have 2 14's. So 2 14's is the same as saying 2 times 14. So that would be 28 fifths. 2 14's is 28. All right, so let's take a look at letter C. Letter C, I'm counting in sevenths. That's my denominator. And I notice here that I have 3 4's. So I know 3 times 4 is 12. I have 12 sevenths. All right, so let's take a look at number 3. It says solve and model each problem as a fraction of a set and as a repeated addition. All right, so we've got 1/2 times 8. So 1/2 times 8, we could do that as repeated addition. We could do 8 halves. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would be the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be the same as 8 times 1 over half. So that would be the same as 8 halves, which would equal 4. All right, so we've got our repeated addition. So we've got the repeated addition, and then we change that into a multiplication. So we could do the same thing with 8 times half. We could write this out as 8 times 1 over half, which would be 8 halves, which would equal 4. All right, so this next one we're going to do is 3/5 times 10. So 3/5, when we write this out, if we write this out as the repeated addition, that would give us 3 times 10 over fifths, which would be the same as 30/5. 30 divided by 5 gives us 6. All right, so if we look at 10 times 3/5, we would be looking at 10, writing out 10 3/5 which would be 10 times 3 over fifths, which equals the same as 30/5 or 6. 30 divided by 5 equals 6. So you'll notice, even though we did this in different ways, we still get the same answer. All right? So, I have another paper that I have in your file for today, and the paper looks like this, and I would like for you to try the first 5. I want you to do the first 5 tonight for homework. So you're going to do the first 5 here, and then we will go over those together tomorrow, and I might do the next 5 together and then have the last 10 for you then for homework. All right, so I want you to take a look at this. Only do 5 so that we can go over them and you can make sure that you understand. All right, so I want you to keep watching, keep learning, always stay curious, and I will see you tomorrow.